I am Commisar Valentina Cross of the Astra Militarum. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war. The Emperor protects, but he also demands sacrifice. Any who falter will face his judgment through me. I've executed more soldiers for cowardice than I care to remember. It is a burden I bear willingly for the Imperium. The weight of my bolt pistol at my hip is a constant reminder of the price of failure. I was forged in the Schola Progenium, molded into a living weapon of Imperial doctrine.
Mercy is a luxury we cannot afford in the face of the myriad threats to humanity.
I've stood on 100 battlefields, from the hive worlds of Armageddon to the death world of Katashan. I've faced orc Waahos, tyrannid hive fleets, and the insidious corruption of chaos. But nothing could have prepared me for the horrors we faced on Cadia's remnants. The planet had been shattered by Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade, yet we still fought for its ruins. As our ships entered the atmosphere, the sky itself seemed to bleed, tainted by the nearby Eye of Terror. The forces of chaos poured from the Great Rift, like a tide of nightmares made flesh. Demon engines howled across the blasted landscape, their forms an affront to sanity and reason. Our troops fought valiantly, but I could see the fear in their eyes. The temptation to flee was palpable. I readied my bolt pistol, prepared to make an example of any who showed weakness. But as I watched the young guardsman turn to run, something changed. I remembered my own first battle, the paralyzing fear that had gripped me. How different might things have been if someone had shown me courage rather than threatening me with death. For the Emperor and for humanity, the crackling energy of my power sword cleaved through a Chaos Space Marine. His unholy armor no match for my righteous fury. To my surprise, the soldiers rallied. They followed me into the fray with renewed vigor. Blaze guns flashed, cutting down cultists. Flamers roared, purging mutation and heresy alike. We pushed back the Chaos forces that day, not through fear of execution, but through inspired loyalty. As the battle raged on, I saw acts of heroism I never thought possible from troops I had once considered expendable. The young guardsman who had almost fled now fought like a lion, saving his comrades from a vicious bloodletter. In that moment, I realized that true strength comes not from fear, but from unity and shared purpose. As we stood victorious, I knew that our greatest weapon against the darkness was not our guns or our faith, but our humanity. In the aftermath, as we tended to our wounded and honored our dead, I felt a shift within myself. I realized then that true strength lies not just in unwavering discipline, but in the ability to inspire hope in the darkest of times. The Imperium may be a realm of darkness, but even here, a small act of mercy can ignite the flames of victory. My role as a Commisar hadn't changed, but my understanding of it had. I still maintain discipline, but now I seek to lead by example, rather than rule by fear alone. In this universe of untold horrors, perhaps our humanity is the greatest weapon we possess. And so I continue to serve, a Commisar of the Astra Militarum, guardian of humanity's spirit as much as its worlds. For in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, but in war, we can still find our humanity.